basically she said, I need to speak to you about some tweets you sent. She said, following an interview you had with an appearance you made with Susie Green on Good Morning Britain, and I was thinking, oh my goodness, this is crazy. This is outrageous.
Sorry, this phone call is from who?
From the police, Surrey Police.
Okay.
Saying, following an interview you had on Good Morning Britain with Piers Morgan and Susie Green, my first thought was, oh my goodness, this is crazy. This is nonsense. This is insane. I'm going to be interviewed for something I said on television. This is my opinion. You made a series of tweets to Susie Green and you misgendered her daughter. And I was like, whoa.
And wait, to be clear, by daughter, you biologically mean son, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And I thought, whoa. And I couldn't remember precisely what I'd said. I remembered vaguely that I had criticised her, but I couldn't remember the specifics. And all I was told was I misgendered. I was going to be called in for a police interview, which is, taped under caution. So when they do that, they suspect you of committing a crime. And I said to her, okay, so what crime am I accused of? And she said malicious communications. So I looked up the provisos of the Malicious Communications Act, and I couldn't see how I fitted any of them. I wasn't saying anything that I knew was untrue or that was untrue, and I suspected to be untrue with the purposes of causing alarm or distress or anxiety. I wasn't saying anything indecent, obscene, grossly offensive, and I wasn't even tagging in Susie Green on Twitter. I wasn't using her handle. I was talking about her, not to her. I certainly wasn't saying anything derogatory. About her daughter to her face. I was just saying this is the objective reality of what you did. So I said to the police, I haven't done this, and I also said, I pulled the religion card, and I said under Articles 9 and 10 of the European Convention on Human Rights, this is my belief, and my freedom of speech and my beliefs are protected under law, and that didn't cut any ice. And I said, we're having a conversation here about what it means to be male and what it means to be female. This whole transgender issue is part of a national conversation. I've been contributing to it in a professional capacity. This is my belief that men and women cannot change sex. And she said, well, the CPS have authorised us to bring you in for a taped interview under caution. And then it began to get really sinister. She said, so you need a solicitor. You will need a solicitor. Let me book you in a solicitor. And I said, no, I want my own solicitor.
And, sorry, let's just get a time frame. How long ago was this?
So this was sort of 6 months ago that I'd made the tweets and that they were deleted. And, they were ringing me up 6 months later. So I said to the police, I did not want the duty solicitor, which for anyone American who's listening, it's, like the public prosecutor, the public defender. I said, no, I don't want the duty solicitor. And she said, well, you'll need one. Let me book one in now. Let me. And I said, no, I don't, can I call you back with my solicitor's details? I don't, I knew that I didn't want a duty solicitor because they have links with the local police station. They may not be, that might not be their specialist area of law. And I didn't want to be browbeaten into accepting a caution. Because with a caution, you admit criminal wrongdoing and it goes on your record. And that could affect my job. It could affect any volunteering I do for my husband's church. It would mean I wouldn't be able to go to America. So I thought, no, I'm not going to be browbeaten into anything. And I just said, no, I want my own solicitor. And she said, well, if you don't turn up for the interview, a summons will be issued for your arrest. And I'm like, whoa. Whoa, I haven't even indicated that I'm not going to come. I just want my own solicitor. 5 minutes ago, you're telling me that I have to come in for interview. I'm suspected of a crime of misgendering. And now you're telling me that if I don't turn up, I'll be arrested. It was pretty extraordinary and scary. So I then said to her, look, I believe that you're being used to harass me, actually. You're being used by this particular complainant to harass me. I'm feeling quite alarmed and distressed. At which point she backed off and said, well, okay, I'm back on shift, whenever. Can you call me with your solicitor's details?